The Edmonton Oilers may lose the Stanley Cup tomorrow in game number 6. It's Thursday right now, which means that we still have to wait a day before the entire game begins. I'm kind of not really digging the breaks in between the games. I get it. There's travel involved. There's a lot that goes into setting up a back-to-back-to-back series. Oh, we're in Edmonton. Oh, we're in Florida. Okay, we're back in Edmonton. There's travel in there, but it's dragging so far into the summer, it's almost the draft, man. Teams are already making trades and signings and stuff. So either way, when it comes to the hockey that is still on, the Stanley Cup Finals, Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers could very well lose tomorrow. They could lose the cup in 6 and everybody will go home. But when it comes to the Connor McDavid show, I wanted to open this video up with the Liam McHugh tweet, quote tweeting the Connor McDavid beautiful assist to Corey Perry in game number 5. For nearly every athlete in the universe, this moment where McDavid walks right by everybody and sets up Corey Perry, this would easily be the most magical moment of their career. For McDavid, it's Tuesday. We are witnessing pure genius. Connor McDavid, ladies and gentlemen, has scored himself 42 points in this year's playoff run, which is 5 behind Wayne Gretzky, the record for the most points ever in a single playoffs. It's behind Mario Lemieux by only 2 points. It's behind Gretzky's second most productive season by 1 point. And there is, at the very least, 1 game left. Connor McDavid, if we go over to his game log, just taking a look at the production sample and everything we're seeing, the guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points in his last 4 games. Connor McDavid has woken up. He has 8 points in his last 2 games. As the Oilers have come alive, Connor Mac has decided to show up too. He had scored 4 points in the 8-1 win in only 17 minutes of time on ice. He is going out there literally breaking some records for Stanley Cup Finals that we have never seen broken before. And when it comes to this, it's beginning to sound a lot like hockey fans are handing him the Conn Smythe, regardless of who wins. Now, this is just one tweet by producer Drew, but there are a lot of other tweets going out there and talking about, hey, Connor Mac deserves this trophy. MVP of the playoffs, most valuable to his team in the playoffs, Connor McDavid. Is he the guy to win? Is he going to get the MVP honors this year? You could say that McDavid's contribution to the Oilers, is it more important and better than what we had seen out of Sergei Bobrovsky and his contributions to the Panthers? You could make the debate that after game 1, yes, but you also could say that as Sergei Bobrovsky started to let in a few stinkers and started to lose games, 5 goals against in game 4, 4 goals against in game 5, Sergei Bobrovsky, it's kind of looking a bit shaky as of late. Aleksander Barkov, while he did shut down Connor Mac for the first 3 games of the series, which I don't even want to say it was purely shut down. McDavid still had 3 points in 3 games. Aleksander Barkov and his contributions to the Panthers, is it better than what McDavid has been giving? You could very well say no. Let's go out there and talk about a few other tweets before we dive into some of the history about this. Connor McDavid has more points in the playoffs than PLD had in the regular season. This was tweeted out yesterday, and it got a whole bunch of likes because Connor Mac in 23 games in the Stanley Cup Playoffs has 42 points. He is almost at 2 points a game. That is more points than PLD had in a full season with the LA Kings this prior year. Is that not hilarious? Sure, PLD had double the goals, but McDavid had 10 more assists. That is just so funny given the sample size of the games and the meaning of the games here too. Connor McDavid has gone out there in the playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals and is doing this right here. 11 points in his last 4 games. Connor McDavid has been torching the competition. And now, if you go over to some of the conversations here, BR Open Ice asked, with the back-to-back performances that we had just witnessed, did Connor McDavid clinch the Conn Smythe no matter what? Yes, no, he needs to win the series. And you'll see a lot of people replying, if they don't give it to him, Bettman should have to step down immediately. Some replies are saying, hey, they have to win the series. Even if he doesn't get it, the system is rigged. You need 4 wins for that cup. He had a great back-to-back performance, but he had 3 peats of bad performances in the first 3 games of the finals. Let's just enjoy the series and give the trophies after the finals. Now, there are some replies that are contested about this, but I will say, Connor McDavid, based off of the odds on one of the betting websites, I don't know which one this is. I'm assuming this is whichever one SDPN is sponsored by. I'm not too sure which one it is, but Connor McDavid is now the betting favorite to win the Conn Smythe on this particular website. He's got a minus 130 odds. You need to bet $130 in order to win $100. The other ones, Sergei Bobrovsky plus 800, Aleksander Barkov plus 160, Evan Bouchard 1500, Evan Rodriguez 20,000. It's Bobrovsky, it's Barkov, and it's McDavid, baby. These are the 3 guys in the lead. And the guy who is in the lead, the number 1 spot, his team is down 3-2 in the Stanley Cup Final. They were down 3-0 just a few days ago. Connor McDavid being the betting favorite to win the Conn Smythe is such an interesting prop because, as we had been talking about this entire time, there's been very few players in NHL history to win the Conn Smythe as a losing team player. We'll go out there and talk about that more as the video goes on, but some other arguments going out there. Ken Campbell asked, how can you not give the Conn Smythe to McDavid now, regardless of what happens the rest of the way? As great as Barkov has been, McDavid has twice as many points. Twice as many. It's mind-boggling. He then had TSN go out there and tweet this. There have only been 4 players to ever win the Conn Smythe in a losing effort. Connor McDavid, though, is the favorite right now, down 3-0, or 3-2, excuse me, in the series. And then the same odds are put out over here, McDavid, Barkov, Bobrovsky, and Matthew Tkachuk. If you wanted to go out there and look at the history books, this is an article on NHL.com from June 13th, 2023, a list of the prior NHL Conn Smythe Trophy winners. Now, of course, I mean, it's all here, the most valuable player for his team in the playoffs, etc., etc. But if you go down to the bottom here, the asterisks, which are listed on some of these names, indicates that the player was a member of the losing team in the final. So if we Control F and we look for the asterisk, we'll find that J.S. Jaguar for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim in 03 ended up winning the Conn Smythe. The photo of him holding the trophy with tears in his eyes, he looks miserable. That's an iconic photo. The guy was an absolute brick wall. It's just the team in front of him could not get the job done. Going over to the next name here, it's Ron Hextall for the Philadelphia Flyers in 1987, also a goaltender. You go even further down, Philadelphia once again, Reggie Leach in 1976 won the Conn Smythe as a skater. The thing is, Reggie Leach in this playoff run, I think he was over a goal a game, so he was totally above everybody else in that one individual run. Then you have Glenn Hall in 1968 with the Blues, and then you have Roger Crozier for the Detroit Red Wings in 1966. So these are your 5 players to win the Conn Smythe Trophy, the MVP of the playoffs, despite losing in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Connor McDavid is the betting odds to being that guy this year. Does he get it? Does he not? And furthermore, we had Johnny Lazarus go out there and tweet out, forget the Conn Smythe, it's time to recognize Connor McDavid as the most dominant athlete in any sport. Is this the case? Do you want to go out there and talk about other sport athletes? Simone Biles is talked about here. Patrick Mahomes, Wayne Gretzky even, and then you can talk about a few other guys. I mean, what? Max Verstappen? I don't really know anything about F1. Is that even a sport? You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But Connor McDavid, maybe even the best athlete of our sporting generation? Who really knows? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Connor McDavid and the Conn Smythe. What are your thoughts about him potentially being the number 1 athlete in a sport of our generation? And do you think he's got that trophy on lock? A lot of the betting odds seem to think he does. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.